Hey guys, Ed here, bringing you part 10 of the Archer series. I hope you guys enjoy. That said, let's get into it.
Fearless.
Where we last left off, Izuku had to reveal his identity as Archer, shocking his classmates, as he went toe-to-toe with Berserker, managing to kill him 3 times. But Izuku was sent flying across USJ and landing in one of the zones. Izuku opened his eyes, only to realize that Seiichi was hovering over him, only to look around and find that he was in a flashback of sorts. Seiichi would say, "Izuku, are my lectures that boring?" Izuku, confused, would say, "Lectures? Where's Berserker? The USJ? The villains?" Ayumi, chuckling, he would say, "Izuku, what are you talking about? Were you dreaming? Uncle Seiichi was explaining about the servants of the 5th Holy Grail War." Seiichi would say, "I don't know what has gotten into you, but as I was trying to explain about the 5th Holy Grail War and their servants. And as you guessed, Berserker was one of the most feared. And my great-grandfather, Shiro, managed to win." Ayumi would say, "But I heard that Berserker could be any heroic spirit. Which one did he face?" Seiichi would say, "If I remember correctly, I heard that he had a tough time beating him, because with this heroic spirit, you had to kill him multiple times. Or 12, to be more precise, and it was the heroic spirit Hercules." Ayumi would say, "Wow, you're saying that this person defeated a demigod?" Izuku would say, "How? How did he manage to defeat him? If you try to kill him the same way, it doesn't work." Seiichi would say, "Correct, Izuku. And here I thought you were snoozing. The key in defeating an opponent like Hercules is to have a way or a weapon that could kill multiple times over. For example, Izuku had difficult time hearing the lecture as he is hearing a voice calling his name. He looked at Ayumi and he hugged her. Izuku, tearing up, he would say, "Ayumi, I promise. Promise I will avenge you." The scenery started to change, and Izuku closed his eyes, already knowing what was going to happen. Ayumi would say, "Thank you, Izu, for the time spent together, for helping with my parents and my sister. I wish I could have met yours. I love you." That's when the voice called his name became louder, which brought him out of memory lane. Izuku, waking up, he would say, "What happened? Oh, where am I?" Ochako, tearing up, "You scared me half to death. I saw you bleeding, your wound, and then I heard you muttering, I thought I was gonna lose you." Izuku, annoyed, he would say, "Enough. No need to cry over me. I'm not dead. If I didn't use reinforcement magic, I would have. But mind telling me where we currently are? What happened to you? And especially what you did with your arm." Ochako would say, "We're in the Burning City zone. And I kinda sort of..." Izuku, even more annoyed, he would say, "You idiot! What did I tell you about straining your magic circuits?" Aizawa, clearing his throat, he would say, "Mr. Mato, I'm glad to have you in the land of the living, or do you prefer me calling you Archer?" Izuku, rolling his eyes, he would say, "Great, you're here." Aizawa would say, "Mind explaining what's going on?" Izuku, getting up slowly, he would say, "Not really. A long story short, do research, find out for yourself, get your students, and get out of my way. I have a demigod to kill, a card to retrieve, and a bastard I will tear limb by limb. Aizawa would say, and leave you here to die? Regardless of who you are, you're still my student, and therefore you're still my responsibility. Izuku, looking at him, he would say, I doubt that headphones over there is going to agree with your statement, but that aside, I can take care of myself. I don't need anyone to look after me. Ochako slapping Deku, she would say, stop doing that! Izuku would saying, doing what? Ochako continuing, she would say, stop pushing people away. He's trying to help you. Izuku snapping, he would say, no he's not. He should forget about me and focus on his students that are separated. Aside from Todoroki and Bakugo, maybe Kirishima, having a chance, the rest are going to die because they're weak and most likely panicking. Aizawa realizing the situation, he would say, fine, I'll leave you to your devices. Jiro, help Mr. Uraraka and let's go. We need to find the rest of the class. As the trio were getting further away from Izuku, Ochako looked back at him and she would say, Izuku, you better make it out of it alive. Izuku turning away from her, she would say, don't worry, I have a promise to keep. When the time comes, round them up, would you? Ochako confused, she would say, what do you mean? As Izuku started to chant, I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body, and fire my blood. Ochako's eyes widened in realization. She would say, don't, Izuku! You don't have enough stamina to do that! As Izuku continued his chant, he ignored Ochako. Aizawa, confused, he would say, what's going on? What is he doing? Ochako, frustrated, she would say, he's going to use his trump card, but I don't care if you think he's a lunatic. He cares for people, and right now, he's giving us a chance to gather the rest of the class. He's going to get everyone's attention, so we better be quick. By the time Aizawa's group managed to get outside the burning city zone, they realized that the entirety of the USJ disappeared, and in its place was a landscape covered in swords. And the sky was dark. And it started to rain. The people that were scattered in the USJ were all there, confused. Shigaraki would say, Galdi, is this your doing? Gilgamesh would say, silence, mongrel. The fake had a reality marble up his sleeve. This has just gotten interesting. Izuku shouting, he would say, round two, motherfuckers! I'm coming for all of you! Izuku charged at Berserker as blades from the ground went flying in Berserker's direction. And as Izuku was engaging in defensive style, he was also multitasking and locating the students and the villains. We cut over to Aizawa's group that was even more shocked than before. Jiro would say, Aizawa-sensei, what is going on? Aizawa, trying to keep a level head, he would say, no idea. Mr. Uraraka, mind filling us in? What do you mean by what he said about him? Ochako would say, fine. Doesn't seem to have a choice now, do I? But let's round up the others first. Izuku can't hold this up for long. For starters, where standing right now is a reality marble. And in lamest terms, it's a pocket dimension, and he is its god. Everything in here reflects his true self. It was a rainy night like this one when you met him. Am I right, Mr. Aizawa? Aizawa, thinking about the night when he brought Izuku to the hospital, he would say, now that you point that out, it does. But this physical appearance changed drastically since then. Jiro would say, what do you mean, changed drastically? Ochako would say, like I mentioned to you and the others, he wasn't always like this. His parents didn't want him, so his grandfather took him in. After some years, he lost him, but he had Ayumi. And as Sensei knows, he lost her too. And he keeps me at arm's length, despite me being his childhood friend. And the fact that he does that to me without explanation, it's driving me insane. Jiro would say, but that doesn't explain the whole appearance changing according to Aizawa-sensei. Ochako would say, I questioned him about it, and it turns out that the more he has been using his powers, the more his skin and hair started to change. So he got a tan and bleached out his hair to make it seem natural. But if you're asking me, it's probably for a lack of sleep. Jiro would say, it wouldn't surprise me for the way he's been living a double life. I mean, Student by day and murderer by night? Ochako would say, first, I want to point out that the people he's been killing were villains, and they have bounties. If anything, he's a bounty hunter. And second, he doesn't sleep at all. Not since she died. Jiro, shocked, she would say, how long was that? Aizawa would say, I see. I wouldn't worry about keeping you at arm's length. I'm beginning to see where you're coming from, Archer. Before more could be said, Hero 13 joined Aizawa with the other students. 13 would say, Aizawa, I believe all the students are here, but could you tell me what's going on? Where's the USJ go? Aizawa would say, it was Archer's doing. 13 would say, so it is true. Izuku Mato is in fact Archer? I mean, he killed Sir Night-Eye in the meeting and hospitalized Mirako. How can a 15-year-old do so much? Aizawa would say, a desperate kind. Kirshin would say, hey Bakubro, it seems that this was the reason why he skipped class and most of the exercise. Damn, he's cool. Bakugo would say, shut up, who cares? Aizawa would say, Uraraka, what did Mato mean when he said he had a demigod to kill? Uraraka would say, I don't know. It's probably connected to the Berserker class card, or rather the opponent he's facing. He never told me anything about those things. Sui would say, Aizawa-sensei, the villains are closing in on us. Aizawa was about to get ready, but a sword piercing the ground in front of him, and a bunch of other swords that were headed in their direction, only to make a circle around them. And before Aizawa or any of the students could speak, the swords that were near them, alongside some other ones not too far, started to fly directly into the villains approaching the class, killing all of its targets, leaving a bloody mess. Momo, disgusted, she would say, what the hell? I think I'm gonna feel sick. Ochako, annoyed, she would say, that's Izuku for you. But at least we don't have to worry about the other villains, right? Aizawa would say, this is insanity. I need to report this to Principal Nezu. Momo, realizing, she would say, speaking about reporting Sensei, Aizawa and 13 turned around, Miyuki shushing her. Oh, it's nothing. I think she's feeling sick. Maybe we should just tape her mouth so she doesn't go vomit all over the place. Aizawa looked at the other way, not caring for the shenanigans. As some of the swords were aimed for Gilgamesh and Shigaraki, Kurogiri opened a portal, protecting them, but one of the weapons managed to pierce his metal plating, killing Kurogiri. Shigaraki would say, you cheat! Goddamn hack! How is this possible? We had over 200 people and 2 monsters, and the only ones left standing is that freak of yours, Goldie. I thought you said that we would win. Gilgamesh would say, enough, mongrel. You're annoying me. We still have things in the bag. We still have Berserker. Shigaraki would say, how could you say that with confidence? Our only way out is dead too. Gilgamesh would say, silence, mongrel. I don't care for your whining. Just enjoy the show. Shigaraki would say, but we came here to kill All Might. Gilgamesh, even more annoyed, he would say, if you shut up and let me enjoy this show, I will get you an All Might. Shigaraki felt pleased for that. Gilgamesh would say, now then, Fake, let me see what you could... But before Gilgamesh could finish his sentence, a black gooey substance came out of his mouth, and the same was happening to Shigaraki. And after a few moments, the 2 of them were gone, and all that remained was Berserker. Izuku, breathing heavily, he would say, and now it's just you, Hercules, and your Berserker card is mine. Berserker charged at Izuku as he swung his axe sword, missing Izuku in the process. Izuku, noticing the effect Hercules' weapon made into the ground, he would say, a nice looking sword you got there. Hope you don't mind of me having one as well. Trace on. Berserker was charging Izuku relentlessly, but each time he missed, and then when he had found a opportune moment, Izuku managed to project a copy of Berserker's blade. And when he found an opening, he stabbed the giant axe sword into Berserker, killing him for good. Shocking Class 1A. And as he was celebrating his victory with the Berserker card in his hands, his body reached his limit, as the reality marble vanished and he's lost consciousness, falling face first onto the ground. To be continued. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more. Turn on the bell notification to be updated so you never miss a video. That said, peace out.